You're watching TVC Breakfast. It's not time to look at the headlines on the front pages of the Nigerian newspapers. The first with me here is First News with a screaming headline, Historic Reversal. Sanusi II returns as Emir of Kano. And then the writer reads, I restored him to fulfill my commitment to the people, explains Governor Yusuf. Reps to engage labor to prevent strike over minimum wage. And also, Tinubu orders overhaul of tertiary institution boards amid diversity concerns. Wike Lord Tinubu says he's restored hope in minds of Nigerians. Legislative rush. Nigeria's lawmakers propel bill for old national anthem reinstatement. Tinubu's 7 other African leaders attend Debi's inauguration as Chad's president. Atiku vows unstoppable pursuit of presidency, says, I won't quit until I succeed. 19.4 billion naira fraud trial. Court grants ex-aviation minister Hadi Sirika bail. Reps to engage labor to prevent strike over minimum wage. And on the bottom strip, Banky W successfully undergoes 4th cancer surgery. Next is Leadership Friday. 4 years after, Sanusi II returns as Emir of Kano. Leadership deepens exclusive with drama of lost hours to reinstallation. There you can see the timeline where it's boldly displayed here. Crowned June the 9th, 2014, dethroned March the 9th, 2020. Fast forward to state calm. Northern elders express concern on how Assembly set stage for Emir's recall. Tinubu orders national spread in school boards. And then above the masthead, you have federal government halts Lagos to Calabar Coastal Road Project realignment. Senate investigates 11,866 abandoned projects. And on the ear of the newspaper, Nigeria targets 20 billion naira oil, $20 billion oil gas investments, Lopobri. And on the bottom strip, will bring down cost of living doing business, that's according to the federal government. Next is New Telegraph newspaper. After 4 years in exile, Kano governor reinstates Emir Sanusi as State Assembly sacks Bayero. Others, 5 dethroned emirs to vacate thrones in 48 hours. Northern elders express concern. Poverty, hunger, driving crimes as low as 500 naira in Nigeria, that's according to Sultan. Constituents move to recall Senator, cite poor representation, incompetence. And then Senate probes 11,866 federal government abandoned projects across Nigeria. You see that on the front page of the New Telegraph. And above the masthead, Cardoso, CBN focused on boosting diaspora remittances. You can read that up on the front page of the New Telegraph. Next is This Nigeria. Sad day for Ganduje as Lamido Sanusi returns to Kano Throne. Governor Yusuf abolishes 5 emirate councils, sacks emirs. Ancient city calm, reinstated, monarch back in palace today. Tinubu's star minister Wike dazzles all with accounts of stewardship. Free 2 months train ride for Abuja residents from May the 29th. Alake, Lopobri, Audu, others present ministries' scorecards. The federal government incurred 628 billion naira as electricity subsidy in 2023, as according to the NERC. And on the ear of the newspaper, alleged lopsidedness. Federal government orders review of composition of tertiary institutions' governing councils. That's about it for this Nigerian newspaper. Next is the Nation newspaper. Our ministerial stewardship by Badaru, Wike, Alake, others. And the riders read, military neutralized 9,303 terrorists. Free 2 months train ride in FCT and mining generated 16 billion naira. Tinubu orders review of institutions' governing boards. Ajeka versus Ododo judgment for Monday. And above the nameplate, Mohammed Sanusi II reinstated as Kano Emir. 5 emirs sacked. Injunction stops return. Nuns, Nows, Naptan, others hail student loan. Scramble for slots begin as portal opens. And on the bottom strip, alleged 5.8 billion naira fraud. Court fixes May the 28th for Sirika's brother's trial. That's according to you see that on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Last but not least with me here is the Blueprint newspaper. Tinubu's renewed hope agenda working. That's according to Akume. 1 year, first anniversary will be low-key, says Information Minister. Yakubu to CX, stop coronating ruling parties' candidates in local government polls, urges governors to allow electoral bodies independence. Also, military not profiting from terrorism. DHQ counters Katsina government. And also above the nameplate, we have Go with Medication. NACON tells pilgrims with underlying ailments. After 27 months in detention, DCP Kyari gets 2-week bail. Chinese firm seeks partnership with federal government on CNG vehicles. Jai's bank posts 11.2 billion naira profit before tax. And then cancer, UNICEF reaffirms safety of human papilloma virus vaccines. That's about it with the newspaper with me, Olamide.
I begin here with the Punch newspaper. 750 houses for demolition as property owners allege poor compensation. Tinubu to flag off Project Sunday, ministry to demolish buildings based on Gazette. That's on the Lagos-Calabar Highway. Another Kano Emirate, governor reinstates Sanusi after 4-year deposition as Assembly sacks emirs. Governor Yusuf orders deposed emirs to vacate official residences, palaces in 48 hours. President Tinubu orders review of varsity governing councils. That's on the ASO protest. And also on the lower left of the newspaper, 19.4 billion naira fraud. Sirika brother gets 200 million naira bail. And also NNPC partners deploy electric vehicle charging stations. Those are the stories making the front page of The Punch. I move to Daily Independent. Federal government lists all sector achievement, targets $20 billion investment this year. Says it has made Nigeria a big draw for global investors. Tinubu laying solid foundations to reduce cost of living. The post-Sanusi returns to the throne as Emir of Kano. House of Reps orders military to open Banex Plaza. Reps also passed bill to revert to old national anthem. Senate refers 1960 anthem to committee. SAT staff engaged in $600,000 ticket racketeering. That's according to Turkish Airlines. I won't stop contesting for presidency as long as I'm healthy, according to Atiku Abubakar. Tinubu should tell Nigerians true position of things, says Bode Judge. And finally, we are committed to efficiency in tax collection, not increasing burden of Nigerians. That's according to the Vice President, Shettima. I move to Nigerian News Direct. Despite total energy snub, oil minister anticipates over $16 billion investment into Nigeria. As Lokobiri Ekpo insists, Tinubu has made Nigeria attractive to investors. Bode George absolves Tinubu of Nigeria's economic woes, blames 1999 constitution. And on the top right, the palace evacuation, the throned Kano emirs in limbo, gets 48-hour deadline as Governor Yusuf reinstates Sanusi. Federal government to review governing boards, appointment over lack of federal character. And finally, on the top right, Nigerians react as National Assembly reverts to old national anthem. Those are the stories making the front page of Nigerian News Direct. We move to Nature News. Nigeria lost $5.6 billion to gas flare in 8 years. Dr. Salakoi saying this, flared 1.6 billion MT of gas since 2016. And outside Nigeria, Zambia signs $30 million emission reduction purchase agreement with the World Bank. World Bank, IITA partner Nigeria to boost food production. On food security, Governor Olamide increases Jigawa rice output to 800,000 tons. And on the top right, FCT Minister of State urges Nigerians to embrace forestation. Finally, on the newspaper, President Tinubu offers 2 months free ride on Abuja rail system. And in sport, Newcastle handed major blow in pursuit of new sporting director. Friedman signs a new deal with Crystal Palace. And on European League, Lookman nominated for Player of the Week. Finidi rejects Abuja House as Bayern Munich also plots a shock bid for Grealish. West Ham confirmed Lopetegui as manager. And Stamp denies report he is in talks over Man United return. And finally, on the news, Italian agent claims Man United could swap Ochlan for Osimhen. Those are the stories making the front page of the newspaper this morning.
Well, interesting stuff. There are so many things, so many news items on the front pages of the newspaper, especially with the one that reverberates across the newspapers, Sanusi's return, which will inform our discussion, the course of the program. One thing that is also very interesting is the ministerial stewardship, by Wike, Alake, Badaru, and others, reading out what they did or what they've been doing in the last 1 year as the president marks 1 year in office. But one thing that's quite striking is Senate moving to probe 11,866 federal government abandoned projects across Nigeria, and this speaks to the wastefulness that we've been experiencing over the years in governance, where what we see is flagging off, but not at an inauguration, like Wiki said yesterday, saying that commissioning of building and all of that. Well, because of our time, we just have to quickly race on.